pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Jones. Here. Counselor Geisler.
Here.
Counselor Jelly.
Here.
Counselor LeBlanc.
Here.
Mayor Boucher.
Here. Announcements. Do any counselors have announcements they'd like to give for the general good of all?
That's what we know.
Just a reminder of a taste of Hermantown this Thursday from 5 to 7 at the Odd Shrine Temple on Miller Trunk Highway. Fundraiser for the Hermantown Community Fund, a worthy community organization. Some of us will be there. We have no public hearings on the agenda tonight. No communications to highlight. We will move on to public discussion. This is the time that individuals can address the council about any item not on the agenda. The time is limited to 3 minutes per person. There will be time during agenda items for public discussion on those items. Is there anyone who would like to address the council this evening under general public discussion? If anyone wishes to address the council, please start with your name and address. Anyone online, Joe?
One online, but I think we're good.
Okay. Last opportunity for general public discussion. Hearing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Consent agenda is the minutes, approval, or correction of the October 7th, 2024 City Council continuation minutes and approval or correction of the October 10th, 2024 City Council work session minutes, and accounts payable approved general city warrants from October 1st, 2024 through October 15th, 2024 in the amount of $2,100,726.98. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Jelly to approve. Is there a second? Second by Counselor Jones. Roll call, please.
Counselor LeBlanc.
Aye.
Counselor Jones. Aye. Counselor Geisler.
Aye.
Counselor Jelly.
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Next is ordinances. Second reading of ordinance 2024-09. An ordinance amending Hermantown Code of Ordinances, section 270 fee schedule. This is the second reading. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Jelly to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Geisler. Mr. Mulder.
Each year, we take a look at our fee schedule and look to see if there's any changes that need to be made. We do have a few changes in here on some of the fees, but primarily, this represents the increase in the water and sewer and stormwater. The water is up 7% after receiving the 9.25% increase from the city of Duluth. And then sewer and the stormwater fees are up per Eller's recommendations.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council? Hearing none, is there any public comment on this ordinance? Any public comment on ordinance 2024-09? Is there any public comment on an ordinance amending Hermantown Code of Ordinances, section 270 fee schedule? Roll call, please.
Counselor Jelly.
Aye.
Counselor LeBlanc.
Aye.
Counselor Jones. Aye. Counselor Geisler.
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Next is ordinance 2024-12, an ordinance of the city of Hermantown, Minnesota, amending city code section 210, council to increase the salaries of mayor and council members. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Counselor Geisler to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Jelly. Mr. Mulder.
This is after the discussion with the city council. The compensation for the mayor and council hasn't increased since 2015. So this would make an increase for both the mayor and the council.
Thank you. Any questions from council or comments?
I guess I just hope it either irritates enough people to get involved or it motivates enough people to get involved, one or the other.
Thank you. Anything else from council? Mr. Mulder, do you know or recall what the percentage of these increases is?
I believe it was about 12%.
And that's over a 9-year period?
Yes.
I will just say that I understand bringing it up to times and accommodating for inflation. I just don't think it's going to move the needle as far as getting people involved. So do not support.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Is there any public input on this ordinance? Any public input on amending City Code Section 210? Is there any public input on ordinance 2024-12? Roll call, please.
Counselor Jones,
Nay.
Counselor Geisler,
Aye.
Counselor Jelly,
Aye.
Counselor LeBlanc,
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Next is the first reading of ordinance 2024-13, an ordinance amending Title II of the Hermantown City Code by amending the official zoning map. We will not need a motion or a second. Mr. Mulder, could we have a short explanation of this?
Sure. Previously, the city council approved a zoning district called the Hermantown Business Park zoning district, but did not apply it to any land. We have worked with the landowners for this particular property for quite a while, and so we're proposing to rezone their property at the corner of Levesque Bypass and Highway 53 to the Hermantown Business Park District.
Thank you. Are there any city council comments? We will be taking a vote on this at the second reading at our next city council meeting. Is there any public input on this ordinance? Any public input on the first reading of ordinance 2024-13? Is there any public input on an ordinance, reading of an ordinance amending Title II of the Hermantown City Code by amending the official zoning map? And we will move on to resolutions. Resolution 2024-206. Resolution approving preliminary and final plat of Peyton Acres Phase 3 and imposing conditions on the final plat. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Counselor LeBlanc to approve. Is there a second? Second by Counselor Jones. Mr. Mulder, do you want Mr. Johnson to
That'd be helpful.
handle this? Eric?
Great. Thank you very much, Mayor and City Council members. So this is the latest phase of the Peyton Acres development. This particular phase is plus or minus 21 acres in size. It's going to include 8 lots for development. Those lots are each over a ½ acre in size. And then there's going to be one outlot, and that outlot contains the remaining developable land within this particular development that way. Stormwater pond for this particular phase was constructed previously under phase 2, so that is accommodated for this. Utilities, just like the other phases, will be similar, taken from Peyton Drive. There'll be an interior sidewalk associated with this, with bituminous roadway, curb and gutter, and sidewalk as well for that. We're hoping to loop a water main from this particular development to the adjacent one to the west, as well as provide some pedestrian access via trail at a future date as well.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from councilors? Hearing none, we'll open to public input. Is there any public input on this resolution? Any public input on resolution 2024-206? Any public input on the resolution approving preliminary and final plat of Peyton Acres Phase 3 and imposing conditions on the final plat? Roll call, please.
Counselor Geisler,
Aye.
Counselor Jelly,
Aye.
Counselor LeBlanc,
Aye.
Counselor Jones,
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Next is resolution 2024-207. Resolution declaring cost to be assessed and ordering preparation of proposed assessment roll for road improvement district number 541 and 542, Hermantown Road and Bridge 7742. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Counselor Geisler to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Jelly. Mr. Mulder.
So this is a step in the process for the assessment process. And just to clarify, we've included the bridge in this, but the bridge is not being paid for by assessments. Just the Hermantown Road and Old Midway Road are being paid for by assessments, in part by assessments. So this orders the preparation of the assessment roll, and then the next resolution will call for the public hearing.
Thank you. Any questions from council? Is there any public input or comment on this resolution? Are there any members of the public that wish to comment on resolution 2024-207? Is there any public input on the resolution declaring cost to be assessed and ordering the preparation of a proposed assessment roll for Hermantown Road Improvement District 541 and 542? Roll call, please.
Counselor Jones,
Aye.
Counselor Geisler,
Aye.
Counselor Jelly,
Aye.
Counselor LeBlanc,
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Next is resolution 2024-208. Resolution receiving proposed assessment roll for the construction of road improvement district number 541 and 542 Hermantown Road and Bridge 7724 and ordering thereon. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Counselor LeBlanc to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Jones. Mr. Mulder, is there anything that needs to be added beyond what was on the last resolution?
Yeah, so let me just add a couple other items. So this sets the hearing date for November 18th. Notices will be put in the paper over the next 2 weeks, and then also all of the residents will receive a notice as well. And the proposed assessment is $9,400, as opposed to the previous we had discussed and communicated that it would be $9,750 to the residents. But after the appraisal, we have set it at $9,400.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from council? Is there any public input on this resolution? Would any member of the public like to comment or discuss resolution 2024-208? Is there any public comment on a resolution receiving a proposed assessment roll and ordering a public hearing? Roll call, please.
Counselor LeBlanc,
Aye.
Counselor Jelly,
Aye.
Counselor Geisler,
Aye.
Counselor Jones,
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Next is resolution 2024-209. Resolution authorizing and directing mayor and city clerk to execute and deliver agreement for consulting services with Short Elliott Hendrickson, independent contractor. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion by Counselor Jones. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Geisler. Mr. Mulder.
So back in 2022, the city worked with SCH to kind of review our water distribution system and make recommendations for improvements. One of those improvements was to have a second connection of water to the city of Duluth. Currently, we just have one, which is on Haynes Road, north of Arrowhead. So this would create a second connection with Duluth on Haynes Road near Anderson Road. SCH would design the connection and then go out for bid and do the construction engineering as well. It's planned that we would make this connection sometime in 2025.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from council?
just for me, as discussed in our pre-agenda, I'd like the understanding that there's gonna be an above-ground building associated with this valve. I'd like the building to look a little bit more architectural style than just a industrial looking building, and I think everybody kind of agreed that that was a good idea, but hopefully that we can move forward in that direction.
Just on that process, John, what we'll do is we'll have, Short, Elliott and Hendrickson will prepare the plans and specs. They'll come back here for approval and authorizing to go out for bid. And so then that'll be your chance to, review what they've come up with and make changes if necessary.
Perfect. Thanks.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or comments from council? I think it's a good idea to build some kind of a structure that blends with the neighborhood, especially at a stoplight when people are entering Hermantown. Is there any public input on this resolution? Any public input on resolution 2024-209? Is there any public input on the resolution on the agreement for consulting services with Short, Elliott, Hendrickson? Roll call, please.
Counselor Jelly,
Aye.
Counselor LeBlanc,
Aye.
Counselor Jones,
Aye.
Counselor Geisler,
Aye.
Mayor Boucher,
Aye. Resolution 2024-210, resolution approving pay request number 5 for Fichtner Park improvements to Caskey Incorporated in the amount of $550,915.93. Is there a motion to approve or disapprove?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Counselor Geisler. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Jones. Thank you, especially for the effort. Mr. Mulder.
So this is, the work that's been done in the last month at Fichtner Park.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from council?
I had one question, and Joe, maybe you can speak to this. Did you say you were gonna put out, some type of notice about the park being closed through the winter?
Both in terms of what still needs to be done, with the extra users coming in and some discussion around how we do support for the field. Social life pretty aggressively that project center on park that be open and all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
We talked about the quality of the basketball court. Is that going to be redone this year or is that on tap for next spring? Hate to have our grand opening for the park and then have the basketball court not ready to be used.
Right, right.
Any other comments from council?
Otherwise, it looks really nice. Otherwise, it looks really nice.
Thank you. Any public input on this resolution? Any public input on resolution 2024-210? Is there any public input on approving pay request number 5 for Fichtner Park? Roll call, please.
Counselor Jones,
Aye.
Counselor Geisler,
Aye.
Counselor Jelly,
Aye.
Counselor LeBlanc,
Aye.
Mayor Boucher,
Aye. Resolution 2024-211, resolution accepting a proposal for professional services with Lexipol in the amount of $27,151.20 for policy development, tracking, and compliance. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve. Wow.
We had 3 of them.
I'll
Let's,
take the second.
okay, Counselor Jones has a second, but Counselor LeBlanc made the motion. Mr. Mulder.
So this is an agreement for our police department that would help them maintain all of their required operational policies and maintain compliance. It would also provide additional resources to for officers to be trained. There's an initial startup of 17,000, and then there'll be an annual fee of $9,800 to maintain the system.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from council? I personally have availed myself of these services and other employment, and they're a pretty good company, and they're really good at keeping their policies for law enforcement agencies up to date, which can keep law enforcement agencies and their employers out of trouble. It's good that we are taking these steps to make sure that our department and our officers are best prepared to do their jobs. Is there any other comment from council? Is there any public input on this resolution? Any public input on the resolution for a contract with Lexipol? Any public input on resolution 2024-211? Roll call, please.
Counselor LeBlanc,
Aye.
Counselor Jones,
Aye.
Counselor Geisler,
Aye.
Counselor Jelly,
Aye.
Mayor Boucher.
Aye. Seeing there's no need for a closed session this evening, do we have a motion to recess?
Move to recess.
Motion by Counselor Jones to recess. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Geisler. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign.